It's March, and you know what that means. NFL free agency is right around the corner. And today we're going to dive into one of the hottest topics in Chiefs Kingdom. Can Kansas City land left tackle Ronnie Stanley in free agency? Patrick Mahomes' blindside protection has been a bit of a roller coaster the last few years, and Stanley might just be the answer. Let's break it down. What's the buzz? What are the odds? And what could this mean for Kansas City? Welcome back to All Chiefed Up. We're back with another podcast for that ass. Before we get started, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's jump straight into it.
You're listening to All Chiefed Up.
First things first, why are we even talking about this? Well, if you watched Super Bowl 59 a few weeks ago, you saw the Chiefs' offensive line, especially at left tackle, get exposed by the Eagles' pass rush. Mahomes was running for his life way too often, and it's no secret that the left tackle has been a revolving door for Kansas City. Over the last 6 years, they've started a different guy at that spot in every Super Bowl run. From Orlando Brown Jr. to Donovan Smith to the Joe Thuney experiment this past season. It's been a patchwork approach. And while Joe Thuney's a stud at guard, sliding him out to left tackle wasn't the long-term fix. Brett Veach knows this team needs stability to keep Mahomes upright and those Super Bowl dreams alive. So who is Ronnie Stanley? For those who don't know, he's a 30-year-old, 9-year vet out of Baltimore, a former All-Pro and two-time Pro Bowler. Back in 2019, he was arguably the best left tackle in the game, but injuries derailed him for a while, missing 36 games between 2020 and 2023. Fast forward to 2024, though, he bounced back big time, starting all 17 games for the Ravens and looking like his old self. Analysts are raving about his pass protection, and with a weak tackle class in this year's draft, Stanley's the crown jewel of the free agent market. He turns 31 this month, but when he's healthy, he's still elite. Now here's where the Chiefs come in. Reports from The Athletic and other outlets say Kansas City's got their eyes on Stanley when free agency kicks off next week. After trading Joe Thuney, a move that shocked a lot of us, they freed up $16 million in cap space, giving them some room to play with. Former Chiefs quarterback Chase Daniel even said on his podcast that Stanley to Kansas City makes perfect sense.
I got one more.
All right.
Not talked about a lot, but I don't know if a player has had a better free agency year than who I'm about to say, and that person is Ronnie Stanley from the Baltimore Ravens. Here's what I want to happen. Go
He had
to
a good
the
year last year.
Great year. Go to the Kansas City Chiefs. Their tackle situation right now. You said money's not an issue, so this is why I did this.
I was just going to say, well, then who are you going to move over, though? Because they just tagged Trey Smith, right? They're going to try to extend him.
You drafted Kingsley Sumatia in the second round, didn't work out. And you promised, okay, you did this after the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Veach. You went out and you solidified that offensive line even more. Get your guy and move him to left tackle. Get him to left tackle. Make sure you protect the franchise, and that franchise is Patrick Mahomes. And in this scenario, money does not exist. This won't happen, but I'd love to see it.
He's a proven vet who can solidify that line for multiple years. Plus, remember how Veach poached Orlando Brown Jr. from Baltimore in 2021? There's precedent for raiding the Ravens' O-line stash, and snagging Stanley would also weaken an AFC rival. That's some chess, not checkers right there. But hold up. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. There are some hurdles. For one, the Ravens aren't just letting Stanley walk without a fight. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler reported a few days ago that Baltimore's pushing extra hard to extend him before he hits the market, maybe in the $21 to $23 million per year range. If that happened, Kansas City's out of luck. And even if he does hit free agency, the Chiefs aren't the only suitors. The Patriots, with over $120 million in cap space, are reportedly ready to throw a bag at him to protect their young quarterback. The Commanders and the Bears are in the mix too. Plus, Stanley's price tag could climb north of $20 million a year. Big money for a guy with an injury history, especially when Veach usually likes to bet on younger talent. So what if Ronnie Stanley's off the table? The Chiefs could pivot to someone like Cam Robinson from the Jaguars, younger, cheaper, but not quite as polished. Or they could go back to the draft, though Veach has said this year's tackle prospects aren't blowing anyone away. Some fans on X are even saying Kansas City should trade up for a rookie, but that's a gamble. As for the odds of landing Stanley, I'd give it a solid 30% right now. The The Ravens extension talks are the X factor. If they fall through and Kansas City can sell them on a ring chase with Mahomes, it's game on. But don't sleep on New England outbidding everyone else. All right, Chiefs Kingdom, what do you think? Is Ronnie Stanley the missing piece for another Super Bowl run? Or should Veach look somewhere else? Drop your takes in the comments. I want to hear them. Free agency's heating up, so smash that notification bell to stay in the loop. Thanks for liking and sharing this video with a friend. Go Chiefs!